Hey everyone, it's Mara Allard, and I want to talk to you about a client session I had this week. And it stayed with me because it talks about the energy of land and home, but the yearning to go back to something that no longer is the same and trying to recreate it. So the client that came to me had a home for over 30 years in California in the Pacific Palisades. And last year in the fire, she and her family lost everything. They lost their home and everything in it. And they have moved to another area of California and are settled, but there was this nagging feeling of, do we rebuild on the lot that they lost everything on? This is where she raised her family. This is where her community was. This was the home she loved. The thing is that land is no longer what it once was. So that vital, healthy, energetic land that was there has been torched, parched, treated with chemicals. It no longer holds the vibration that it held previously. One interesting thing I discovered is she sent me a picture of, well, I thought this would be the case, but I had never really had a house that had burnt to the ground. So she sent me a picture of the house on the land and the house in just the vacant lot. And even if I went and tried to go into the energy of the house, there's no energy because it's gone. So that's when I tell people they can send me photos from 20 years ago, it still reads the same, right? It's just the energy. So even though they're sending me a house picture, there's no house, so I can't read what isn't there, right? So if you sent me a picture of you 20 years ago and you're still alive, you still have a dense energy. So, my advice to her was that this has gone past, that this is, this land is not the land your home was on before. This land, not even just the land, this community is not the same. The energy of this community will not be the same. They will not be the same people. It will all feel different. So energetically, I tested the alignment to her and her husband to that house before the fire, which was 100%, and after the fire, 0. It shows you that you can have a connection 100% to something at one point, and it can change. Her connection to that land right now is 0. It's not the same land. It's not the same community. There's grief there. There's loss there. But you will not recreate what you once had on that land. Not to say you couldn't do this on other land, but that land will not recreate that past version of that life. So, you may be able to rebuild on other land at other times, but this fire changed that land significantly. And I would say the same thing for things when there's any natural disaster, is that the energy of that land has shifted, whether it's an earthquake, a hurricane, a fire, all of that changes the energy of that land. So she wanted to know, there were 3 questions. Does she stay where she is? Does she rebuild? Or does she move to another area? And the word she said is, should I move to this other part of California to be near my child? And I pulled 3 cards around that as well. So in addition to just feeling the energy of the land and testing energetically with my pendulum, I then pulled cards around it. The card for should she move to another part of California was abandoned, orphaned, which means abandoned. She would be abandoning herself. The question is should. Whenever we say should, it means that we're not sure. Like, should we be doing it? Is this right? Is this proper? Is this what we're supposed to do? Not to I want to move here is different than should. So we got the orphaned card for that, which of course to me is like, you'll have left a part of you. For where she lives right now, I got no place like home. Nailed it right there. Yes, that's where you should be. And the card we got for the old land was Thinker. And Thinker to me is just to think about everything, to take it all in, this whole experience, this grief, this thinking about the life you had, thinking about what the land is now and what, has happened to everything around there. And I love how cards also just affirm what I energetically feel and what biogeometry was also energetically showing me. So sometimes can't go back. A lot of times I feel this way. Like going back is old energy. Um, but sometimes it makes sense. Like if you had a family farm and it was left to you and it really meant something, each case is different. Each person is different. Each property is different. In this case, going back is not the answer. Going back to that land would not bring her the same experience, the same energy, same feeling she had prior to that fire. Have a great weekend. Happy Beltane and happy full moon in Scorpio.